1 year ago, we were preparing 13 of us to return to Vietnam for healing and reconciliation. In October of 2010, we spent 18 days at former battlefields and areas of operation doing healing and reconciliation. This poem, my poem in time of war. A poem should be light enough to carry and strong enough to hold the unbearable weight of sorrow and sadness. The dead have no voice but mine, therefore I carry them, the dead. How can I speak for them, except that in their death is my living and my dying? In my dying and my living, do I find their truth? For what purpose did you die, my friend? For freedom? For duty? For honor? What is the measured value that would exact such a cost, that would grieve a mother and father, widow, a husband and wife, orphan, a child? Is there a poem strong enough to hold these truths and remain light enough to carry? That burden is too great. I cannot carry this alone.
On foot, in the bush, your heartbeat the only sound 100 men can't help. That's when I shook hands with the Grim Reaper, so cold and limp. The thought that it could happen to him meant that it could happen to anyone. Patrols were so comfortable. As we headed into bad guy country, we had done them so many times. Up at the crack of dawn, collecting the claymores, the trip flares set off from the prior evening. Each person do his own thing, because we lived and worked like family. That's when all hell broke loose. We came under intense enemy fire, and in seconds, his life's blood covered the jungle floor. Snipers in trees, grenades being launched in from the bush, small arms fire from every direction. The commotion had my stomach in knots. Guys were yelling, but I reacted by instinct. I snagged Baron, and off to the point we went. That's where we could do the most good, away from the confusion that was happening at Command Center to an area where we at least could get a grasp of what to do. Tucked away in this densely wooded terrain, we found cover behind a fallen tree. From there I could see we'd gone into our defensive positions. As artillery and gunships came into support and the struggle continued, resistance was coming in less and less, until stopping altogether. That's when I saw him again, but still, no time to mourn.
For JD, how do we save those broken souls? I wish I could see inside each and every one of them, to see the pain bleeding inside, buried beneath the surface. Ask for help, we say. It's not a sign of weakness, we say. Answer honestly, we say. And we ask, but we don't look you in the eye. Army strong, we say. A warrior and a member of a team, we say. Words are just words, and you are still gone.
The Veterans Writing Circle lost a beloved member about a month ago. She left behind this poem written about a Vietnam veteran whom she cared for in hospice. Poet is Judy Lacey, and in remembrance of her poem, The Shirt. I see the shirt tattered and torn. The smell of the jungle stench has remained hanging on that hanger for the world to see. A man with a soul so tattered and torn, a man filled with cancer from within, a man in constant pain from a certain chemical called Agent Orange. A man so broken and torn, with a bag hanging from his stomach where excretion remains, a reminder of an agent called Orange. A proud man who used to stand at attention when attention was called, a man who was broken and in severe pain, a man of character, reduced to shame for the stature and weight of a small child, he remains. Broken and humbled, he will always remain, a man who has proudly served his country with pride, questioning why innocent men so unaware of an agent called Orange, a mere image of a man depressed and broken by Agent Orange, unable to escape that chemical demise. A friend now escaped that Agent Orange at 6 feet under a pile of dirt. A broken heart remains above the ground to mourn a friend who lost his life to an agent called Orange. Judy Lacey, in remembrance. Why I come, why I'm here, poem for those who have joined the Veterans Writing Circle. Last September, when we met, there was no circle, just a square table and random chairs. But spirit picked up the table and shaped it into round. It was consecrated by prayer, poetry, and tears. When we leave, the circle remains. When we return, it welcomes us back. That healing circle is a medicine wheel turning under a heaven of stars. It is a necklace of hearts. It is a prayer wheel that sends our words out to the world. It is the sacred hoop of Black Elk's vision. It is a ring of stones beside a deep, swift river. The circle is a threshing floor for truth's hard grain. It is where the crooked is hammered straight. It is a deep well filled with old tears. It is a garden of thorns. The circle is where lies come to die and grief withers. It is where the door opens and will not close. It is where the spirit plants its flag. It is where the last traveler comes home. The circle is unbroken. We will meet here again on the warrior's journey.